The Fury of Firestorm, issue 4, Jeff Lemire writing with RAFAEL De LATORRE on the R. Yeah, you've got Lorraine with Stein, with their machine. She's going to try and communicate with Ronnie, who's inside the Matrix, inside the Firestorm body. He's not in control, of course, and he's inside this big crystal sort of concoction that he's got in the middle of the city now. But there's a lot of flashback issues in this flashback pages, I should say, in this issue. But it also kind of recontextualizes them a little bit. Well, they're probably real flashbacks for the most part. They're actually also what's going on inside Ronnie's head right now. It's almost like the Matrix is keeping him trapped in old memories. So it kind of, like, I'm sure most of this stuff mostly happened, but it's kind of recontextualized it into, oh no, this is him keeping him in the fantasy of like those early days where he first met the Justice League, where he first got to be useful, and Green Arrow said, yeah, let's take him along for this fight with Eclipso and
come on,
whatever.
Flamehead gives him a nickname and they're buddies. It's all nostalgia, right?
Yep.
It's keeping him tracked with these happy memories. And remember when things were so much better? And then the art looks like it's straight from the 80s. Like, just the way that De La Torre draws Green Arrow, it looks like that era, right? Like, it's very much of the, God, he's the style format. I'm drawing a blank on his name. But he was the guy that did the style guides for DC in the 70s and the 80s. I think it's Garcia Lopez.
Yeah, I'd have said.
And it looks straight from his.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I've been describing this art as Silver Agey, but I mean, I could see the argument for Bronze Age just the same. I mean, but it's of that kind of classic style where it looks so different to the main art in the book that you feel that difference. You know, that transition where it's like the close up of Firestorm's face, where he's like, "Oh, me? You want me to come on this Justice League mission?" And then that next panel's like the humanless Firestorm of the present day, with just the eyes and the dark like shadows of the face. I'm like, holy shit! Like, you just the impact of that art change. The only thing that it's reminded me of a little bit, not so much the direct comparison with very similar panels, but in that way that we had the two artists on that the Doctor Strange. Or the Adam Strange book, not Doctor Strange. The Tom King Adam Strange book.
Yeah, I got very.
Strange Adventures, because we had all the flashback stuff was the one artist, Doc Shaner, and all the present day stuff was the whatchamacallem, Garrett's stuff. And I think that's the vibe this gave me. He said this is almost more impressive because this is the same artist doing both.
Same guy.
Yeah.
Well, and just the way that it pulls back, it goes from the regular Firestorm face to the Void, to him on the throne, to Lorraine and Doc Stein outside staring at it.
Yeah, it does the...
and just that progression, too.
It does the Russian doll thing, where it's like, oh, we're here, and then we're out here, and then we're out here, yeah.
So good.
Yep, no, it's great. And then, yeah, like, Stein's like saying, you have to get close, you have to do this, and she flames up into Flamebird, or Flamehawk. What's her name? Firehawk.
Firehawk.
I keep forgetting what her exact...
You know, though, I just accepted it as Flamebird.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, yeah, checks out.
Nah, because that's Nightwing and Flamebird. Yeah. So there's a reason why that word exists in my brain, but yeah, it's not exactly right.
Yep.
But yeah, she goes in and she's like, hey, Ronnie, I know you're in there. Can you hear me? And, humanless Firestorm is just like, oh, this is futile, whatever. But what's interesting is we start seeing inside the flashback where Ronnie's been held and he's fighting Eclipso, we actually start seeing the odd little like thought bubble coming in, which is clearly what Firehawk is saying to him. So you start to get this idea of this is happening at the same time. And like all this stuff looks great. You see all the Eclipso possessed people running towards Firestorm in this stream / flashback. You see the other Justice League members possessed by Eclipso all try to grab at him. And yeah, you see more of these bubbles coming in of Firehawk trying to reach him, saying, Ronnie, please listen to me. And yeah, and because he's getting beat by everyone else, he feels alone, and Stein in his head inside the flashback is like, no, Ronnie, you're not alone. So it's a whole thing. And then to sync up with that, Stein in the real world, who's trying to get the device working, the car's powering it, and the car starts to like die. And it's like, oh no, this isn't working, you piece of crap. I have to try and fix this. Yeah, so there you go.
The pacing here, like you're talking in one of the other books, the way that the pacing goes with him trying to start the car, and we know Firehawk's in there and she's in danger. So the tension is just being ramped up, and then Dockstein has to lift the hood of the car to fix it, to do what he needs to do, knowing time is of the essence, right?
Yep.
And it's just it handles so well.
Yeah.
Also, the page before that, when Firehawk's fighting, the way that her blue hair is up against all of the red, it also, that blue matches the Stein that's talking to Ronnie in the memories, right? So it's driving that those are almost her words coming through, trying to break him out of it. So again, I like how the art and the words are reinforcing each other.
Yeah, and you've got like eventually Firestorm being grabbed by all these Eclipso possessed people. He actually starts yelling out her name, and it's like he's actually getting the whole, you know, he's starting to hear her. He's starting to, and he's even saying "help me." It's a whole thing, and she's like, you know, I'm not giving up on you. And we get this gorgeous 2-page layout as like like her hand reaches his, and it's like all the memory flashbacks all just shatter into negative white space, and they're over on the far right as she puts his hands on his face. And it's him talking for a minute, but he's like struggling to stay in control. So it's only a few panels before he's like, you know, he's like kneeling down in pain, and he yells "run." It's a very Bruce Banner Hulk thing, right? Where he's like "run" right before he transforms. Yeah. It's exactly that type of moment. And then
well, even her hands on his face is very Betty and Hulk.
Oh sure, right? Yeah.
Like, and just that whole page with the "you found me," and she says "always," and the way that all of those Bronze Age, Silver Agey colors are just like confetti in the wind.
Yep.
And gone. Oh.
Yeah, and then like I said, he yells "run," and immediately it turns back into, you know, faceless Firestorm, who grabs her by the neck, and that's when Stein's plan B was just to ram into him with the car. So he rides into the crystal, hits Firestorm. Firestorm's like, "You," but then there's a twist. He calls Stein father. This is not Ronnie. This is the emotionless Manhattan style Firestorm.
Yes.
And then Stein calls him son, and Lorraine's like, "What the hell? What are you doing?" And the final page is a full page spread of Matrix Firestorm taking a knee. He's kneeling before Stein, and Stein says, "Now then, let us begin." What the hell? Like, this kind of almost gives us the sense that, like, Stein's been up to something this whole time, and given the way that he lied about everything in the origin story, and he tricked Ronnie, and it showed how much of a bastard he was and how manipulative he was, it wouldn't be that far-fetched to think this. Part of me's almost wondering, like, he just gambled on the idea that the Matrix would see him as his creator, so therefore he'd be attached to him, and this was like a gamble. But it's hard not to see that line, "Now then, let's begin," as if, oh, what are you about to do with the Matrix? Should we be worried about you, Stein?
Yeah.
So
the way that he was in hiding, who was he in hiding from? Clearly it wasn't the Firestorm Matrix, right? Which is what I was kind of thinking. So who is he in hiding from? What does he have up his sleeve? And I would buy this more as a heel turn because of the page where he says "son," and it's just the Matrix in his eyes, right? It's like, to me, that has stopped being Dr. Stein that we know and love, and he has reverted to the pure science, this guy's sketchy there. Because after that, you don't see his eyes anymore. Right? If you go back and look on the other pages,
it's just
we see his eyes through the glasses.
Yeah, it's just a reflection of the Matrix Firestorm in his glasses in that last couple of pages.
Yep. So,
yeah. Oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is him still trying to do the good thing, but he's like playing along with Firestorm to like help, or if he's actually like in command of him, and we're going to find out that he wanted all this to take on some other, you know, whoever he was hiding from, or just generally like reshape the world or whatever. I don't know. Like he might be going full supervillain here. It's hard to tell.
Definitely, and that's just the. And then when you see this, and if you're reading this, him having a villain turn, him doing the car, being like, I gotta get there. I gotta get there. This is his only chance to put his final thing into action. So again, that's great writing from Lemire's part. To where you look at it with perspective, and now you're seeing the whole different side.
Which that does make you wonder if he always was up to something and he was never intending and helping the way he was supposed to. Does this device on the car actually do what he said? Or what was it supposed to do?
Yeah, because it's supposed to be the thing that's going to separate Ronnie and then reset the Matrix. But I don't know. What if? Here's what my thing for this was: what if Stein wants to remove Ronnie and put himself with the Firestorm Matrix, and it's just the Matrix and him, and now he gets to be this pure being that can remake things in his image or do the full science, unlock the knowledge of the universe or whatever.
Yeah, he wants to be God. Yep, it makes sense.
He needed Lorraine to do that to pull Ronnie out. So, but yeah, this just between the alternating art style, the way that it's paced, that page of them meeting, and like you said, very Hulk-like. It just it's Lemire on full mode. It's De La Torre, just who's an artist that we love, going full. And again, I read this so fast. Like I went to turn the page, and I was done. And I was just like, man, that is a key to a good book. When I'm not even noticing the page count and I'm whipping through, I was shocked that I got to the end because it felt like, not that it felt like I wasn't at the end of a chapter, but just like, whoa, there's got to be more. And now I have to wait a whole other month. So, but yeah, that last couple pages are a whole wallop.
Yeah. No, I mean the ending's solid. For me, it was the fighting to get to him, from Lorraine, and like sort of seeing her voice penetrate the memory flashbacks that he was trapped in. Like for me, that was a really great build to a climax of that 2-page spread of the I'll always find you moment. It just the perfect crescendo, just to get what she gets maybe 3 lines out of him of his real voice before it turns back into the Matrix. And it's just enough where it's like, a glimmer of hope before it comes in and like, oh no, we're at our darkest. Because keep in mind, this was supposed to be the penultimate issue, but it got extended by 3 in the last month. So I wonder how much has changed for these last couple of issues, or if issue 6 is still the issue 6 it was always going to be, but he's just got some cool, I don't want to say epilogue, but just do a follow-up.
No, but like a denouement.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the fallout from everything that's happened, because Firestorm changed a whole town to glass, right? There's going to have to be consequences,
That's a big deal.
For someone. Yep.
It's a very big deal.
But yeah, this is a great Dr. Manhattan story that's not Dr. Manhattan. Like it's all of those hallmarks.
Yeah.
But also being very true to the superhero side of things, which I appreciate.
But also more sympathetic, because Dr. Manhattan doesn't have a real person who's trapped inside of him in quite the same way.
Right.
I suppose you could argue the person he used to be is kind of in there in a sense, but not really.
Right. But he ceased to exist when Dr. Manhattan became into existence, right? Like, that man died and Dr. Manhattan was born, whereas Ronnie's still in there. And the Firestorm Matrix seems to be in control, but like this, when he kneels down that way, it's like, well, how in control is the Firestorm Matrix? Is it still kind of responding to Stein? Right? Because for him to be able to do that is it's wild. But
I look forward to the explanations for this next month. So, no, excellent. What are you giving Firestorm?
9.5.
Whoa. Oh, it's tempting. It's tempting. I mean, it's a 9 or a 9.5. Like, I'm only waffling between those two. It's not like a bigger range than that. Oh, it's excellent. I'm going to say 9. I'm just going to say a flat 9.
Okay.
But
fair.
Excellent. It's excellent stuff.